In this video tutorial, we're going to look at the Japanese word for newspaper, shinbun, and have a look at how to write it in kanji. Shinbun consists of two characters, this one here which means new, and this one here which means listening. So new listening is the Japanese way of saying newspaper. And we're going to have a look at the first character first. Now this character is shin, or new. It consists of three elements. We've got this one here, which is identical to the character which means to stand. We've got this character here, which is identical to the character which means tree. And we've got this element here, which means axe. Now originally, this side of the character meant sharp or needle, and this has always meant axe. So sharp axe, which was used for chopping down trees, which by extension meant new build, new firewood. Let's look at the character here on the top left-hand side, which means stand when it's a kanji in its own right. Okay, we put the top character first. We go across for our second, down for our third, fourth goes down, and fifth goes across the bottom. Now, if we make that little stroke on top ahead, and we pop a couple of feet there and a couple of hands here, then it's very easy to see how this could mean a person standing. Underneath the element for stand, we've got a tree. You should all be familiar with the tree element. Across there for a branch, down for the trunk, another branch coming out on the left just like a pine tree, another one coming out on the right, and then you have tree. So we've got stand on the top and tree underneath. Now on the right hand side we have the element which means axe. So we start here and we go across and down, that's our first stroke. Then we draw a shape like a T, 1, 2, and that's the second and third strokes of the right hand element, meaning axe. Now if you can't quite see an axe in here, let me just finish off the sharp blade, okay? That's the sharp blade, and another line down here gives us a nice axe handle. This is the sharp blade along here, and I think you can see that looks very much like an axe. Now we have to put the axe here, with a tree here, and standing on top to come up with a story that's going to help us remember new. Well, the way I see it is this. Okay, we've got a guy standing on top of a tree, and he's using his axe over here to chop off a new branch. A man standing on a tree with an axe chopping a new branch off the tree. So this is the character for new. Okay, let's have a look at that stroke order one more time and put the whole thing together. So we have head of man, arms, leg, and feet to mean standing. That person is on top of the tree. We go across, trunk, branch, with his axe. We draw top of the axe blade, down for the blade handle, bottom of the axe blade, and down for the other side of the axe handle. And there we have the character for new, and that's our shin from shinbun. Now the second character from shinbun is this one. Now you should already know this kanji. It means to listen. We've learnt it before as the first character for the verb kikimasu, to listen. But in this word, shinbun or newspaper, we're going to be using its Chinese pronunciation, and that's bun. Okay, let's have a look if we can remember the two elements in this character. First we have around the outside the shape of a gate, and to draw that we go down on the left, across and round all in one across the top and down on the right. Fill in the first line of that box shape and close it off left to right. And that's the left-hand side of our gate. Now the right-hand side, we're going to go down here on the left-hand side of the gate, across and all the way around without taking our pen off. Optional ticky thing on the bottom, left to right in the middle of that gate, and closing off that square shape. So there we have the gate portion of the kanji, to listen. But to turn that into listening, we've got to pop an ear up against that gate, because that ear is listening in to the conversation. We go across, down on the left to right in the middle, one more stroke left to right in the middle, close it off with this slightly angular stroke that starts over there on the left, and finish it off by coming down. And that element there is the ear which is up against the gate. That means listen. It's pronounced bung in the case of the word shimbun, and it's our second character. And that's newspaper, shimbun.